All right, so I went to my mechanic the other day for a checkup, and he came back to me and said, "You have news. Guess what? You're having twins." So what do we have? This is the original 503 that I bought. When I bought it, the cab had been crushed at the yard. We did our best to push it back out. It's okay, but things like the doors won't. I can't close the doors. It's kind of a mess. So I came to an agreement with the guy I bought this one from, and he gave me back some money, which I used because I happened to know that this one was around to buy this one. Let's give you a quick walk around, see what we have here on this one. So my original 503 is the International 6-cylinder diesel, which I wanted. Everything on it functions just fine. This one is the International 6-cylinder gas. I believe this one, I was told, is a 1970. I have no idea what mine is, but I know it's the same, certainly the same style. So what we have here is international gas. It does run. We had it started, we had it running. I was going to take the tires off of this one and put it on the other one because they're old, they're not great, but they're not gone either. But they are certainly pretty dry, so I think what I'm putting on that is going to be much better. This one does have the hydraulic brakes. I am debating whether I want to move that whole system to the other one or not. I know I took the brake drum off of this one because it was all but new under there, and I've swapped those, and I know I drove that before I took the wheels off, and it just about put you through the front windshield. But this one has a perfectly good cab, no windows, but perfectly good cab. I have all the glass, so that's not an issue for me. I guess I got one extra pane, but I certainly have all the glass, and the front and rear glass on the top of this are good. So that's something I was interested in. The radiator doesn't seem to be leaking, so I'll have an extra radiator if I need it. But one of the biggest things I may want to take off of this one, this happened to come not just with standard tilt wheels, but it came with power steering. So this unit has power steering, and I may just be switching the whole front end of this onto that because that does not have power steering, and I would sure like to have power steering. So, most immediate project will be to take the top of this cab and put it on that machine, because these cabs, when I studied them, and you take a look at them, well, the door got stuck. Ugh, that needs some lube. Well, I'll deal with it later. I studied this, and there's only 6 bolts. You see them over there. There's only 6 bolts hold the whole top of the cab on, and that's what the problem on the other machine is the top. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing off and switch them. Well, let's hope this doesn't turn into a disaster. We're going to move this, I hope. See what goes on. can hear me over this machine. We need to put it up. So Ferguson needs a exhaust manifold pretty bad. We actually have one, we just haven't put it on yet. Let's go around the back. There's grader A. This is for grader B. Slide it right under there. Alright, I'm going to unchain this and just slide it under. Alright. This last wrap up on this, part of the reason that this went for almost no money, you can see by the parts here, this machine had a bad transmission that somebody had started to take apart, left the cover off and exposed for who knows how long. I did manage to free the shifter up. According to the guy I bought this from, one of the things that had happened to this, they broke a tooth on, I don't know if it was a drive gear or one of the gears. I'm not sure whether drive, output, gears, I don't know. He said there's a broken tooth. And the front bearing and the bearings were all bad in it. And you can't get under there and climb under there and see very well. But if I look up front, the output shaft cap on the front, which you can't really see, there you go, is you can see that there's no bearing there and the cap is off. So I don't know. I have the parts books for both these machines, and unfortunately the parts numbers on these machines are so old that they in and of themselves aren't very good for searching. So the best I can do is get the actual part off and go try and match it up by that part, or actually get the dimensions, which is what I had to do when I did the output shaft seal on that one. I actually had to take it to a bearing place, bearing seal place, and we matched it up based on cross-reference numbers, and I got another seal. I might someday try and get this thing resurrected, even though it's my parts machine. Like I said, the things that are coming off of this power steering is coming off. I haven't made up my mind on the brakes yet. Maybe, I don't know. I can see by the amount of dirt here that these lift cylinders were probably leaking a bit. I do know that I can tell on the packing gland there's still plenty to go on this. The ones on mine were leaking. I tightened up basically as far as they went, and they seem to stop leaking, but they're definitely at limits. So I could consider putting new packing on those, or just switching out these cylinders. Well, the one nice thing about having a full-blown parts machine, since these are kind of old, if anything happens to that, I've got a source. Good example, like when I was taking those rears off, I found 3 broken keepers that I will be taking off of this one, so I don't have to worry about figuring out what they are. We did take off the side shift blade in this to transport it. That turned out to be pretty easy, to be honest with you. I thought that was going to be a major thing. It turned out to be 4 bolts here, and 4 bolts in total on the bottom, 2 on each side, plus the 2 hoses, and that's it. Dropped right off. That turned out to be pretty easy. I'll probably repair this line on this, so if I do run this thing, I can at least work the hydraulics on it, get the power steering going. I didn't video it. We rolled this off the trailer. That was a non-event. Just rolled right off. In fact, I pushed it off by hand, so that was kind of nice. So anyway, that's where we are. The other thing about swapping front ends between this one and the other one, I really like that this one has the D-rings welded on the front. My current one doesn't have that, and it looks to me like the front end of this overall might be in better shape than mine. So that's going to be a winter project, though. That's not going to be an immediate one. I've got a project I want to do with that here within a month, so I want to do what I need to do to get this one going. Next project on this, I was going to do it today, but I got caught up with other things. Next project on this one, I definitely have a cylinder that is intermittent on this one, and I think I've showed this in prior videos. I think it's this one. It's hard to tell. I need to get my heat gun, my temperature probe over here and find out. But we're going to be doing the fuel filter seafoam route and see if it clears it up. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. These injectors, from what I can find on remands, it's $200 a piece for them. I can't find any better a deal than that, and I can't find any kit to do it yourself. So let's go ahead and try the seafoam. It won't hurt anything. See what happens. Everybody claims it's going to work, so we're going to find out. And you can come along for the ride when I try it. All right, see you next time.